Good evening, YouTube. You're now watching an episode of Raigeki Duel Monsters, coming at you with a deck profile of my Lunalight for the new September 2025 ban list. So let's get to it. Okay, so for the monsters, we're playing 3 copies of Lunalight Gold Leo. We're playing 2 copies of Clydo Chick. We're playing 2 copies of Silverhound. We're playing 2 copies of Black Sheep, Lunalight Black Sheep. 1 Martin, 1 Emerald Bird, and we're playing 1 Tiger and 1 Wolf. Now, for the text, I played 3 copies of Tri-Brigade Frecktail. This is actually a very good option to consider as a way to turbo out your starters as well as bait out hand traps. And now for another spicy tech, Nemesis Flag and Nemesis Carter. You'll see how this, I'll make a combo video on why these cards are so good. And then for the hand traps, we play 3 copies of Molcharmi Flawless and 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Of course, it's mandatory to play them at all times. And now for the spells, we're playing 3 copies of Tenki, 3 copies of Lunalight Masquerade. This card is so crucial to making your Liger Dancer towers in conjunction with polymerization. 2 copies of Lunalight Perfume, 1 Salesman, 1 Crossout, and 1 Call by the Grave. Now, Salesman is a very powerful card when going first, of course. Most likely you're gonna call Droll Lockbird or Nibiru the Primal Being. You'll have to use your intuition to get through the place, because Droll Lockbird and Nibiru are essentially what kills this deck. Well, Droll especially, but Nibiru, if they combo that with like killing your Baguska and some other floodgates I'm gonna go into, yeah, and then they are able to out your Liger with a Kaiju. Ouchies, that's gonna hurt. So these are like your anti-hand traps. One Polymerization, 1 Lunalight Fusion. These are very, well, standard for the deck. The bread and butter of Fusion Summoning. And last but not least, for board breakers, we're running 3 copies of Super Polymerization. Now for the extra deck, we're gonna go like this. 2 copies of Liger Dancer, 2 copies of Leo Dancer, 1 Sabers Dancer, 1 Panther, 1 Cat Dancer, 1 Perfume, the new card. And then for Super Poly targets, you're gonna run Garura and Mud Dragon. And then here's my spicy tech that I got with Mikkel 40. And well, shout outs to him. He also had like a Japanese duelist in the OCG that basically gave me the idea of using this card. So here we go. Colossus, Banshee. Yes, this is a powerful engine. I'm glad they did not hit Banshee, of course. 1 Baguska. And to round it out for the extra deck, we have our Link Monsters, Cross Sheep, and SP Little Knight. And that is all for the main deck and the extra deck. Now for the side deck, this is what I believe is good. Of course, you may comment down below and tell me what you recommend. So here we go. I run 2 Gamma Seal. This is basically to out any Towers S deck like Liger Dancer or anything else in particular. To get over big boss monsters. That's pretty much, you know. And then I still run Lancia because even though Malice is fading out of the game, but it's still relatively a good deck. And also, you gotta understand, Lunalights require to banish their cards. So it's like, this against Lunalight in a mirror match is an auto win. And it's also good against Orchest. Yes, Triple Lightning Storm, because this card just came off the ban list. Yay, more board breakers. And of course, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Triple D Barrier, Dimension Barrier. This, of course, kills a lot of decks. 1 Solemn Judgment to protect your board from being destroyed. And 1 last card for the Solemn Judgment package, which I would say is actually the Sombray. Wait for it. Iron Thunder. Yes. Today, when I was going at locals, this plus Solemn Judgment, I actually had in the 3rd game 2 of these and a Solemn Judgment. They Dark Rulered me, and I Iron Thunder their Dark Ruler. Then they did it again, Dark Ruler. I Iron Thundered them. And well, from there, I also negated some other cards with Solemn Judgment, like their plays. And I proceeded to win that match. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Now we're gonna go to the combos. For the first combo, let's say you open, this is a good hand right here. You have board breakers, and you also have like a discard, and you have Leo. Now, you would summon Leo, but assuming your opponent has, let's say, Ash Blossom, you do something like bait out with this one, the Frigtail. You bait out their Ash, like you just try to send from the deck to the graveyard your what's it called, the Silverhound. If they ash it, let's say in this case they ashed it, so it was negated. Okay, now what you would do Leo effect. Martin, you would add it to your hand, but then Leo has like another effect where it's like it's mandatory to discard it, so you would discard it. Effect would activate in the graveyard, which will search you for this card, Masquerade. Now you play it, Masquerade, and you would be dumping the Silver Hound to the graveyard. This would activate, allowing you to summon Kaleido Chick from the deck. Now, you would call with this one for, you have to check your hand. If you don't have Polymerization, which in this hand I don't have it, I would call for Black Sheep. To the graveyard. Then Leo is going to activate, giving you back the Black Sheep to the hand. And once in the hand, you would activate it to pitch it to search your Polymerization. And then, since you're right now currently locked into just Lunalights, well, basically, yeah, Lunalight, fusion monsters, well, Lunalight, of course, because of the Silver Hounds, of course. I can't read the cards because my eyes are bad, but anyway, comment down below if I'm getting this right. You would Polymerization, and then you would be fusion summoning for Perfume Dancer. Now you have Masquerade, so you would definitely Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Oh, and this goes to the grave. So this will resolve first, this will get you back. And then you have to discard to essentially fusion summon for in the event that you were to make, let's say, banish from the graveyard. This card allows you to banish fusion materials from the graveyard. And then Chain Link 1. Search for Perfume. And now that you have them, you would perfume your way to Kaleido Chick. And then Kaleido Chick will dump you the Leo Dancer. And then once Leo Dancer's in the graveyard and you have the Polymerization in hand and you have basically the materials, let's just double check to make sure we have everything. So we have Leo, Gold Leo, Black Sheep, and Silver Hound. So we have all these cards, so we could now activate Polymerization once per turn. This allows you to banish materials. So, oh, and I forgot to get this out of the way. It's a combo deck. You lose track of time and space. So you're gonna banish the Leo Dancer along with 3 other Lunalights. And like that, you get out your boss monster, Lighter Dancer, Towers. I just call her Towers because I was always a fan of Apocryphal Towers. That name is so badass. So yeah, and now my bad. This was here. I mean, I can't see again. Bear with me as I have Stargard's disease, macular degeneration. You know. Okay, so this is the part where you have to really. Oh. Now what you would do is return this out of Martin's effect to special summon. And then you would, this is where it gets spicy. Banshee. You're gonna add flag. And then you're gonna special summon flag by returning back one card from the banish pile into the deck. Effect of flag, which would search you for your quarter. Then you would, before you go into your quarter, you want to link these away just to unclog basically. So you would go into cross sheep. And then this is where it gets very nice. You summon the Carter by, of course, returning Leo Dancer to the main, to the extra deck. And then this would activate, allowing you to essentially summon back I would say we will summon back, let's say, Martin. I mean, you could literally summon anything. Now, before you even consider, because you have here in the... You have this, so you would banish this, and then you would discard, let's say, this was my hit, so I would discard, essentially, Masquerade to search. In this case, you're gonna search for your tiger. And now, corridor for Colossus. You summon it right in this zone. Right, yeah, you can honestly see this. You have Liger in the center, so if they try to relinquish it, well, Anima, they can't do that. So, essentially you have, where'd I put that tiger? Oh, right here. So, you would activate Tiger's effect, like basically put it in the pendulum scale, and then you would activate her effect to essentially summon your last, well, your Clydo chick, your last play before you end your turn. And guess what happens here? Baguska. Essentially you have, oh, and everything goes in defense. Basically, from my understanding, Colossus is a continuous effect, so Baguska doesn't affect, it does, Colossus is not affected by Baguska, because it's a continuous effect, not an activated effect. You have towers, Liger Dancer, and you have Baguska turning everything into defense and activated effects off. And with Cross Sheep pointing to Baguska, monsters your opponent controls lose 700 attack. And I don't know if they lose defense. I mean, I would have to look into that at my own time, but essentially they lose stats. So this and look, we have Super Paizo set, and well, if they try to break something, you have follow-up plan, and voila. Now, there are so many ways you could combo off. Of course, this video has gone on long enough, so I mean, I can't really make any more combos, but this is definitely one way to go about it, assuming all goes well. You don't get drolled, you don't get nibbed. But in case you do, you have to have those sales bans. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this deck profile and combo showcasing, and well, I'll see you on the next one.